Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about something that the WWE fans and WWE 2K players have been waiting for. The new match types coming to the WWE 2K26. This year, the developers have added some insane matches that can completely change how we play the game. From the return of the Inferno Match to the brutal 3 stages of hell, plus fan favorite matches like I Quit Match and Dumpster Match. And that's not at all. There is also a small but interesting update to the Backstage Brawl that makes the parking lot even more chaotic. So in this video, I'm going to break down all the new match types in WWE 2K26, what they are and why they could make the gameplay even more fun. Let's get into it. First up, we have the Inferno Match. This is one of the most iconic match types in WWE history. In this match, the ring is surrounded by flames and the only way to win is to burn your opponent by throwing them into the fire around the ring. It's not about pinfalls or submissions, it's all about surviving the heat and forcing your opponent into the flames. This match type is famous in WWE history and seeing it written in WWE 2K26 is a huge moment for the entire WWE fans. Just like in a real WWE matches, the ring is surrounded by flames and the only way to win is by throwing your opponent into the fire. But what makes it more interesting in WWE 2K26 is how the match actually progresses. At the start of the match, the flames are not extremely intense yet. During this early phase, players can even exit the ring and go outside to pick up the weapons. This adds a strategic element because you can weaken your opponent with weapons before trying to push them towards the flames. As the match continues, the fire around the ring gradually becomes more intense and more dangerous. The flames grow higher and more aggressive, making it harder for superstars to escape once they get close to the ropes. This progression makes the match feel more dramatic as the time goes on. And another cool detail is the sweat effects on the superstars. Because of the heat from the flames, the characters start to look more exhausted and sweaty, which makes the match feel more realistic and immersive. And when the match finally ends and one superstar gets thrown into the flames, the defeated opponent is quickly put out using a fire extinguisher, which is a nice realistic touch added to the game. If we talk about the perfect superstar for this match, Masked Kane is probably the most suitable choice. The Inferno Match is closely connected to the Kane's character in WWE history, so using a Masked Kane in this match will feel incredibly authentic for a long-time fans. And now let's move on to the 3 stages of Hell match. And for this one, I am playing as Roman Reigns against CM Punk. For those who don't know, the 3 stages of Hell match is basically a best of 3 series. Each fall has a different stipulation and the superstar who wins 2 stages first wins the overall match. For this gameplay, the stages are: first will be a normal match, second is a dumpster match, and the third and the final one is the I Quit match. So let's start with the stage 1, the normal match. The match begins and right away the gameplay looks really smooth. The animation feels good and the in-ring movement looks solid. One thing I noticed through this is the player display HUD has changed compared to the WWE 2K25. Personally, I think the WWE 2K25 version looked slightly better, but this new one is still very clear and detailed, so it's not a huge issue. The match continues and normally for a while with both Roman Reigns and CM Punk trading moves. But then something crazy happens. I go for a spear and I accidentally hit the referee. The referee gets knocked down and stays on the mat for a while. I thought the match would continue normally once he recovered, but as soon as the referee wakes up, he immediately disqualifies me. And honestly, that feels a little unfair. Because of that disqualification, CM Punk wins the first stage. So now, the score is 1-0 for CM Punk going into the stage 2. Now we move to the stage 2, the dumpster match. This match type is actually very similar to the casket match from the previous WWE games. Instead of putting your opponent into a casket and closing the lid, the goal here is to throw your opponent inside a dumpster and shut it. And so gameplay wise, it feels like a variation of the casket mechanic, but the dumpster setting gives it a more chaotic and a hardcore vibe. The match gets intense. I start building momentum with Roman Reigns. I hit a Superman punch and another big move, and finally I connect with a massive spear. CM Punk is completely stunned. I drag him towards the dumpster, lift him up and throw him inside. I close the lid and that's it. Roman Reigns wins the second stages of Hell match. And now the score is 1-1 and everything comes down to the final stage. Welcome to the stage 3, the I Quit match. In this match type, there are no pinfalls. The only way to win is to force your opponent to literally say the words, I quit. One interesting feature is the health damage indicator. As the match goes on and your opponent takes more damage, it becomes easier to make them submit or quit. The more injured they are, the more pressure they feel during submissions. So I start attacking CM Punk with weapons to weaken him. I grab a candlestick and deal a lot of damage, then I lock in a submission hold while continue the attack. The referee asks CM Punk if he wants to kick. At first, he refuses, but after taking more punishment, he finally says the word, I quit. And just like that, Roman Reigns wins the final stage and wins the entire 3 stages of Hell match. Overall, this match type is really fun because it feels like a complete rivalry story inside one match. Every stage is different and the final result feels more dramatic than a normal match. So, as you saw earlier, I already explained the dumpster match and I Quit match mechanics inside the 3 stages of Hell match. But for the I Quit match, I actually made a separate detailed video as well. In that video, I go deeper into the controls, how the submission system works, and the best strategies to force your opponent to say I quit. So if you want to fully understand how to win that match type consistently, make sure to check out the video on the channel. And I will upload it soon as well. Now let's talk about the Backstage Brawl match update. Overall, the Backstage Brawl mode in WWE 2K26 looks very similar to the older versions of the game. The layout, fighting areas, parking lot, and generally gameplay mechanics feels mostly the same as before. However, there is a small but noticeable additions in the parking lot area. The developers have added a dumpster and a casket style object which players can interact with during the fight. It's not a huge change, but it does add a little more variety to the environment and makes backstage fights feels a bit more chaotic. While I was testing this mode, I played a Backstage Brawl match with AJ Styles versus Gunther. The fight was going normally and then something unexpected happened. Out of nowhere, Jey Uso suddenly jumped out from the ambulance and attacked me. It was really a surprising moment and honestly made the backstage environment feels more alive and unpredictable. Even after the surprise attack, I managed to recover in the match. I kept fighting back, built up momentum with AJ Styles, and finally finished the match with a Styles Clash securing the victory. So overall, let's talk about the final thoughts on WWE 2K26 new match types. The return of the Inferno match is definitely one of the biggest highlights, especially with increasing flames and the added realism like sweat effects. The 3 stages of Hell match adds a greater storyline element because it feels like a full rivalry playing out in a single match. And the dumpster match is a fun addition that brings back some more classic WWE style chaos. And even after through the Backstage Brawl hasn't changed too much, the small updates and surprise moments like the Jey Uso attack make it a little more interesting. Overall, WWE 2K26 seems to be focusing on bringing back unique match types and improving immersion, which is definitely exciting for the fans of the series. But now, I want to know what you think. Which match types are you more excited to try in WWE 2K26? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss out more WWE 2K26 gameplay and updates. Thanks for watching and I will see you in the next video.